So, as you all know, we went to Ecuador. We went to a town called Plateau. And as you also know, this wasn't a vacation. We were here on a mission trip. And we worked hard. Like, we were working muscles that I didn't even know existed. And this really wouldn't be possible without the help of our Maranatha workers. I'm about the most uncoordinated person I know, so being up on the scaffolding and lifting the blocks up and making sure they're level at the same time, it was difficult. I mean, I had my lovely partner, Auntie Kim, to help me, but it was still hard. But, you know, God answered our prayers, and we got 3 walls done, and while we were up there, there's also a certain worker, Luis, you see up there. He was our knight in shining armor. He came, every time we messed up, he came there with a smile and a trowel in his hand, ready to fix our mistakes. And, you know, when I came back home, I was reflecting on, like, how Luis is actually, he has characteristics of God in him, and every time you mess up, God will always be there with a smile to fix your mistakes and to fix you up. So it was great. This trip helped me grow a lot and helped me realize that I could always go back to God every time I mess up.
I had to make notes because I could probably stand here all day and talk about this trip. It was like just such a life-changing experience. For years, I wanted to be a part of a mission trip. I've always donated clothes and given monies to the needy, but I've always wanted to serve with my hands. And I also wanted to experience this with my family. So we had to wait until Jonathan was old enough, but then he got old enough, and then I got sick with cancer, and we still couldn't go, so it delayed it again. But now I know that God was positioning us for his work in Ecuador. When I reflect on this trip, there were several things that came to my mind that God wanted me to learn. And the first one was sisterhood. And this is my sister in Christ here, Hindake. On day 1, we just happened to be standing next to each other watching the workers show us what to do with the mescla, which is the mud. And we turned around and we looked and we thought, all right, let's do this. So the 2 of us actually worked on a section of wall. And as we completed each row of the walls, we just grew stronger as sisters. We were laughing and giggling when the blocks were shorter than our line. And when the rebar was taller, I remember both of us hoisted the block up, and we looked, and then we looked, and then we looked, and we were like, we can't do this. But when we finished, we had built our wall, which we called the Wall of Jericho, that we were so proud of. But what was more important was we had developed an everlasting friendship and bond in each other. Another word that came to mind was unity. As we used one block at a time, I realized how one block we added to another and to another formed a row. And in each row made a resilient, strong wall. And I think God uses us to seam together one person